Dating is complex all over the world. Trust me, I know I've been to a lot of places and been on a lot of dates, and it's true, there's weirdos everywhere. But as a Black woman traveling solo, that is a completely different conversation. And I am here to have it with you. So hello, I am Rachel, a retired travel influencer who has traveled to over 70 countries in the world. Now, if you're here on this channel, I share my insights on things that I would do differently as an influencer, some behind the scenes of some of my old travel vlogs. And I'm also going to just share some stories about my dating experiences and some other things. So let's hop into it. If you are like me, then you have seen the videos and the content of the girlies being flued out and going on these glamorous dates to these unique and exotic destinations. But what is it really like as a Black woman, specifically traveling the world solo? What is it like for her dating abroad? Now, I cannot give you everyone's experience, but I will share a few of the dates that I have gone on and things that I think you should look out for and be cognizant of, to be aware of, to be intuitive about as you navigate dating abroad, if you should choose so. Before I really started to take dating abroad seriously, of course, I talked to some of my friends to get their insights. And of course, I had heard dating abroad is a game changer, that, Black women are seen differently than we are. I'm going to speak specifically as a Black American, than we are seen a lot of times in America. And of course, I had my reservations because obviously we see so much propaganda about, Black women and how we have attitudes and how, all the things. I'm not even going to spew that on this channel. But I, of course, in my own nature, I had to go see for myself. So I did. I knew there were likely going to be some challenges and barriers, like, of course, language, perhaps culture, religion, and just like dating norms. But at the same time, I met so many Black women who were happily married and or really enjoying their dating lives while they were living abroad. So I figured, why not try it and just really be open to the experiences and the opportunities as they came. So let me also preface that I wasn't an active dater in the sense of using dating apps while abroad. I was more so just attracting people because they saw that I was a Black woman traveling solo through a place that they probably didn't see a lot of Black women traveling solo. And so when I got approached, and of course, if I felt comfortable, then I would engage in dates that way. I also took the stress out of it. Instead of thinking this might be my man, I'm gonna have some fairy tale where some, man has whisked me away and now I'm living in some foreign country. I put those sort of thoughts aside and just enjoyed the moment. And I also often found that going on dates was a really amazing way to see beautiful parts of cities that you may not have been able to see, get put on some really dope restaurants or lounges or clubs that maybe only locals went to. So I found it a really great way to also not only meet a young man or older man in that destination, but also have a tour guide and also just see what dating standards are like. I know for me personally, having dated abroad, my dating standards are a little bit different from what they were before I started dating abroad. Let me just say that. And so it has been a really cool experience. And I'm going to share just a couple dates that I went on with images. Of course, I had to block out these faces because some of y'all just whatever. Let's get into it. Okay, coming in strong. This is one of my most memorable dates. Unfortunately, I had to block this young man, but either way, the date was super memorable. How it started is I was at a concert, actually Afro Punk concert in Johannesburg, South Africa. I met him at the festival. He invited me on a date. And our date was super cute. We met at a local restaurant, kind of out in Soweto. And we had an amazing local breakfast. And then after breakfast, we went actually hiking through a nature reserve, which is kind of like a mini safari, if you will. So when we went walking through this reserve, we saw gazelle and just different types of wildlife that was roaming around. So it was really, really beautiful and really incredible. So this next date was also a really fun one. I was in Marrakesh, Morocco, and I met this man walking around. Again, nothing crazy. He owned a few of the restaurants and lounges in the area, in the Medina. And so our date included going to a really beautiful restaurant and having dinner. The rooftop of the restaurant where we had dinner had a view of the entire Medina. After that, we literally walked around and he bought me little knickknacks and stuff, jewelry, perfume, oils, ice cream, and then we took some pictures, and that was pretty much the end of that date. He did offer to pay for a hammam, which is like a spa service, very popular in Morocco. If you ever go to Morocco, I highly recommend. But I was leaving the next day. We stayed in contact for a little bit, and then it just dwindled off. But again, definitely a casual, fun date, and it let me know that Black women are desired in a lot of places around the world. Now, this isn't a date per se, but I did want to throw this in there. I was in Mongolia, of all places, in the black market, and these two Mongolian gentlemen, one is the father and one is the son, literally ran me down in the market to tell me how beautiful I was and to take pictures with me. They even found a girl who spoke a little bit of English and asked her to translate. And it wasn't creepy at all. It was more so that they were just telling the girl how beautiful I was and how stunned I was and how, they had never seen a Black woman in real life. And I thought it was just an amazing experience. So I took pictures with them. And yeah, so that let me know, even in the corners of Mongolia, where in 2000, I can't even remember what year, I'll put the year right here, that I went to Mongolia, they had never seen Black people, let alone a Black woman, and they were stunned at my presence. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of context of what it's like being a Black woman traveling and dating abroad. Now, before I get out of here, of course, I have to share some safety tips and things that I want you to be aware of as you go out and navigate dating abroad. Tip number 1, trust your instincts. I know that you hear it all the time, but even if you feel an inkling, a micro millisecond of being uncomfortable, trust that feeling. Every time I've ever felt that, I've always listened to it and not have gone and done the thing. And I can confidently say that through my travels of having gone to 70 plus countries at this point, I have fortunately have been safe and protected just from listening and feeling my instincts and trusting my instinct. My second tip would be to research the dating norms. You will find that a lot of context will make sense when it comes to dating if you just took a couple minutes and research the dating norms online, perhaps watch some videos on YouTube about what dating is like in that destination, just to give you some context of what to expect, how to behave, those sorts of things. So that will definitely save you in the long run. Number 3, this goes without saying, but meet in a public place. I know I shouldn't have to say this, but I have to say this because I just understand being young and excited. Please, please, please make sure that when you go on these dates that you are meeting in a public place, at least for the first few dates, for sure. Especially as a woman, a Black woman traveling abroad, you want to meet, in a marketplace, somewhere where it's crowded, where it's well lit. Trust me. Tip number 4 would be, if you decide to use the dating apps or other social media platforms, to make sure that they are trusted apps and that you have vetted these people. There are so many tools now that you are able to use phone numbers and emails to look up and research this person. So I would definitely say use some trusted apps and do your due diligence with researching the person before you decide to go out with them. And tip number 5 is, of course, to alert the group chat. Let everybody know that you are going out. Send pictures, send your location. You know what to do, but definitely make sure that someone knows where you are, who you're with. Again, drop as much information as possible, and also keep everyone up to date throughout the day and throughout the duration of the date. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Hopefully I have encouraged you, if you were hesitant before, to try going on a date while you are traveling abroad. If you have more tips, tricks, strategies, hacks on how to date abroad, I invite you to let us know in the comments. Put me on. I still go on dates while I travel. And if you would like more insights about dating abroad or my experiences, not more insights about dating abroad. That's all I got for you, sis. That's it. That's all. But more insights about life after being an influencer and things that I would do differently, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, I love y'all. And until the next video, bye.